Greetings and welcome to another Fate Grand Order video. It is time that we actually start talking about the actual difficult encounters that we are going to face in Babylon. Now, from this point over, there are going to be story spoilers, so if you're really looking forward to a story, which I recommend you actually do, wait until you actually get to these encounters, which is the second half of the story, and then you can come back to the video and try and get the information you need to beat the encounters. I'm talking about chapters 12 and onward. Specifically speaking, the chapters you're probably going to have a little difficulty with are chapters 12, 13, 18, 20, and 21. Now, if you don't want any story spoilers, you've been warned, so off we go into the spoiler section so we can actually talk about the encounters and how to beat them. Okay, so the first actual battle that you actually need to win with a very different mechanic is chapter 12.4 and 12.5. As you can see, we are facing off against the goddess of the sun, Quetzalcoatl, which by the way is an amazing character, and her dialogue is absolutely amazing, and she does lucha libre moves. It is absolutely amazing. But anyway, as you can see here, list of servants that deal full damage against Quetzalcoatl are. Now this is because she's basically immune to anything that is good, neutral, or evil, so only absolutely chaotic servants or servants that don't have any of those alignments deal full damage to her. Unfortunately for us, that means we are limited to 4 servants at the moment of this recording. Lancelot Berserker, Heracles Berserker, Nero Bride, and Tamamo Summer. Now next year, we are going to get more in Frankenstein Summer, Nobunaga Summer, and 2 years from now, we will get Jean Ushimakomaru and Jean Alter Summer. But that's not all. During the fight, you are going to get this. A little, basically, quiz where you're going to have to ask option 1 or 2, or answer 1 or 2. Obviously, the one we want is this one, where she gets a minus defense buff. However, you might want to consider going for the minus attack plus defense buff, because in chapter 11.4, I believe, you face off against her. Now, you don't actually need to beat her this time around. However, I went in with the intent of surviving with double Heracles with a Bond 10 CE. That means they had 3 charges of guts plus their own, plus their dodge. And one attack of hers dealt 70% of their HP in damage. So she was doing around 10,000 damage to them. So around 5,000 damage per attack. Now, if you have a bunch of servants that ignore defense, you might consider doing that. But remember, because only a very limited amount of servants right now deal full damage, obviously the one we want to go is with full minus defense buff on her. So as you can see, what are the memory combinations for this fight? Well, obviously, grab your Heracles, grab a friend's Heracles, and go in and deal maximum damage. Now, you might want to consider going in with a Taunter in between them, such as Mash or Chevalier de Leon or anybody else, or with somebody that can increase their defenses because they will be taking quite a bit of damage. Now, she does have quite a bit of HP, as you can see. Very much a large pool. So what is our plan here? Well, I would recommend going in with, obviously, both of them. Now, if they do take so much damage, that means they are going to charge their MP relatively quickly. And with each of them having 3 guts, hopefully, because of the Bond CE, they should survive long enough to both of them launch at least 2 charges of their Noble Phantasm, which greatly lowers her defense, reducing at least 200,000 to 300,000 of her HP. Now, she is a rider, but unfortunately, as you can see, the only assassin available to us will only arrive 3 years from now. So yeah, we are depending on Berserkers to deal absolute maximum damage, or Nero Bride, or Tamamo Summer, which luckily I do have, so she's actually been proving very useful in the recent days. But anyway, yeah, that is her, and you need to do this twice, I think. Actually, no. No, that's actually, yeah, it's only once, okay, which is good. Unfortunately, as you can see here, nope, that's not it. Moving on, in chapter 13.1, as you can see, these luchadors deal extra damage to divine servants. So, do we want to know who is a divine servant? Well, we absolutely need to. So, let's see. Demonic, divine. All of these are divine servants. Yeah, so don't bring any of these along to this fight. So, yeah, you've been warned. So, moving along, we are going all the way down to the end of the chapter, to chapter 18, 1, 2, and 5. And this is where things start getting a little crazy. So, as you can see, if you've made it this far into the story, so you know what's going on with the story here. And we are facing off against Ushimakomaru. Now, unfortunately for us, as you can see, we'll MP every turn. If you know what her MP does, it deals around 30,000 damage to a single target. Now, as you can see, she was also coming with backup, so we'll dispel all buffs and inflict defense down. MP will inflict a very potent buster down that is capable of basically nullifying a buster. So during this fight, in 18-1, don't go in with buster focused servants, go in with arts. Now, I don't know if any, hold on, I think Nero Bride and Nero Normal have arts Noble Phantasm, so they can be good here. Who else is good? No, don't bring Chloe along because she'll be destroyed by the Lancers. Let's see, who else can we bring along? Who's a good... Sakata Kintoki Rider version, he's definitely good. And Kintoki Normal version, bring him along as well. They deal very good damage. But let's move along to 18 too, so we can see what else we're facing up against. Yeah, now we're dealing with 6 Wakamaru. Yeah, talk about a pain in the butt. So every single Wakamaru will repeatedly use MPs throughout the battle. Yeah, that is not good, is it? It is recommended to use powerful AoE No Phantasm at the first turn and second turn, or bring serve with invincibility, aka Jean d'Arc normal version, or evasion, or powerful defense buffs. So what is the trick here? Obviously, they're all berserkers, so killing them as quickly as possible is useful. So let's take a look at Wakamaru and see what traits she has, to see what we can exploit. Brohinder's Beloved, female humanoid, okay, riding. Here we go, this is what we're looking for. So Nobunaga will be able to deal maximum damage to them because she deals extra damage to riding servants normally. So that's good. Servant and weak to Numa is obviously Gilgamesh, normal Gilgamesh, obviously, truly. So here we have our answer. Nobunaga and Gilgamesh will be your number one tools for dealing with this fight. So 18-2, Nobunaga and Gilgamesh bring them along, they will be invaluable. Then 18-5. There we go. So as you can see, we are facing off against something that we have no idea what this is. So that, by the way, is called the second extra class that is going to be showing up, which is classified as Beast. Now, right now, we have no available Beast servants. I believe the first one that appears will not be until around May or June of next year. But so we don't have to talk anything about that. So let's see. Femme Fatale rotates between buffing and debuff buffing, so yeah. And then from this battle onward until the end of Babylonia, so once we finish off Babylon, which we have basically 6 days left, Beast class enemies will have no class advantage or disadvantage with the exception of Ankramani with his Bond CE. Now what does this mean? It means that because Beast class servants, I believe, are designed to completely eliminate Avengers, I think? Or are they designed to deal with something else? I can't really remember, but basically, from this point onward, beasts are completely neutral, just like a shielder. So yeah, the HP recovery dynamic is very potent, so healing skills are basically a no-go during this fight. Only uses debuff skills throughout the battle. She doesn't have an MP, nor does she use damage cards. Okay, so bring all your sabers, take out the Lamus, and you're good to go. And 18-5, yeah, okay, so that's it for chapter 18. Now, we are going into the truly dangerous part of the chapter here, the end game. So, if you're tired of spoilers, do turn back right now. So, chapter 20, we are facing off against whatever that thing is. And here, let's see, what do we have? No battle in battle 1. And let's see, okay, here we go. This fight has a bunch of strange mechanics. So, first fight, at the start of the quest, and for every subsequent turn, the party's front row will receive 300 damage. Okay, that's not too bad. 300 damage is a little minuscule amount. I believe we don't have access to Merlin, unfortunately, and he isn't available for summoning yet. So bringing a little bit of healing is not too bad. But yeah, we've got some very powerful guest servants available to us, so this is definitely nice. Unfortunately, none of them are sabers. So yeah, too bad for them. We're not going to use them. Then, Arrow 3, same thing, except we're taking 600 damage this time around. Then Arrow 4 will happen at the beginning of this battle and switch your team's order randomly. Fun, isn't it? So that means if you are like me and you have your entire support row filled with servants that you are raising their bond level and equipped with bond level CEs, yeah, don't do that here. It's going to be a pain in the butt. And this time they still take 600 damage every turn. Then Arrow 5. Earthquake once again, Chaos Tide once again, but they take 1,200 damage this time around. Wakamaru will spawn with full HP Ushi clone. Right, okay. So that means you need to kill her as quickly as possible. You probably will not be able to kill her instantly, so you will probably deal with at least 1 or 2 clones that will have maximum, but those clones do not spawn clones. This version of Blank takes 1 point damage from all classes, so This means that if she takes normal damage from all classes, I'm assuming this also means berserkers, that means we need to exploit her female and weak to a Eilish attribute. And that means, once again, that means Jack the Ripper, Nobunaga, and Gilgamesh Archer versions will be your #1 go-to guys for this fight. I understand Gilgamesh is a limited servant, as is Jack, and Nobunaga's we're gonna get another chance to get her later on next year. So yeah, 3 limited servants only deal maximum damage to her. Fun, right? But we're not done yet. Arrow 6. Chaos Tide and Earthquake once again, and that's quite a bit of HP there. And finally, Arrow 7. It's 900 damage, but this time we actually get to use an Avenger to help us out. I wouldn't recommend grabbing her because she is an Avenger, and Avengers only deal extra damage to Lords or Rulers. But she might be fun to use, so go ahead and use her, and that way you know if you want to go for her or not during the story summon. But we're not done yet. Final chapter, chapter 21, fight 3. Here we go. So this is where fights start getting very, very odd. So as you can see, all party members get the following buff permanently for the duration of battle. Attack 50%, damage received minus 50, MP gain plus 50%, oh yeah, max HP plus 10,000. But we take 3,000 at the beginning of each battle, but we are cured for 4,000 at the end of each turn. So what is the name of the game here? Cure that thing as quickly as possible using your single target archer such as Chloe. Hopefully you got Chloe on your side because she would do a maximum amount of damage here. She is based on arts. Actually, this might be the time for your Arts Archer team to shine. So that is Robin Hood, Ariale, maybe, and Chloe, which are all arts-based archers, will probably be very useful here. Or you can replace Ariale because we don't know the danger of this thing for your support Merlin here, and you will have a very nice time for this fight. However, we're not done yet. Arrow 4. Oh, who is this? This, my friends, is the #1 Hassan in the game, the original Old Man of the Mountain. That is the Assassin King Hassan, I think he's called. However, the reason for that is this. Beolamu, which is every single one of them, have a higher death rate for the duration of the battle. Now, in case you don't know, this servant right here, one of his passives is that his normal attacks have a 10% chance to instantly kill their target. Yeah, that is, I am not joking, that is part of his core kit as a servant. So in this fight, you absolutely want to grab him. And I think his Noble Phantom is single target. But anyway, we still have the buff. And the party, we still receive 3,000 and we are still here for 4,000. So yeah, grab him during this fight and kill those things as quickly as possible. Interesting. So this is, wow, this is going to be a very interesting fight. Now, Arrow 5. As you can see, we are finally facing off against the final boss here, and oh boy, is she a pain in the butt. We need to do that twice. So what are we dealing with? So, protection from the underworld, we have that again, so good. Chaos Tide again, we're taking 3,000, we heal for 4,000. Now, Tiamat attacks one target per action when she crits, but attacks all as normally, so just as at the end of chapter 11. Can lock MP for any party member, that's not good. Can debuff the whole party with her own normal attacks, that's not good. Which is Curse and MP gain down, that's a pain in the butt. But we have this, so it kind of evens out. Buff herself with damage reduction buffs or gain 1 tick of MP charge. Ew, okay, that's scary. So if she's missing 1 tick to launch a normal phantasm, be prepared to eat it. MP deals damage to all friendly party members and debuff them with attack damage down, defense down 1 turn each, and buff negation. Okay. And you can remove all buffs from the party except permanent ones. Right. So buffs are not a good way to go unless you're absolutely sure she launches her Noble Phantasm. Which is a pain in the butt because she can gain a single tick of MP charge, which means it's completely unpredictable. So your best bet is what? Let's see. Well, honestly, it's permanent buffs like Heracles' Bond CE, which gives him 3 stacks of guts. That's a good way to deal with this. What else? One-shot invincibility could be okay, but because her remove all buffs from the party is unpredictable, it's unreliable. So really, this is a damage race, if we're perfectly honest. Bring your maximum damage that you can. Now, let's look at Tiamat herself and see what traits on her we can use to exploit damage onto her, shall we? So let's see. She's got a very nice sprite, if I'm perfectly honest, but let's see. She is divine and large. Okay then. So that means we can exploit Jack the Ripper, we can exploit people that do divine damage like Nobunaga, and people that do damage to large. And that list is right down here. So yeah, Nobunaga, Karna, and what's your name? Arjuna, Skathak as well, and Enkidu. Oh, and Summer Martha as well. So I'm going to be using Martha and Nobunaga, which are the people I have. So if you have any of these servants, make sure you use them because they will be invaluable. If you don't know who that is, wait a little bit and until next year and you'll figure it out. So that is what we need to deal with Tiamat, but we don't need to do that once. We need to do that twice. However, look at this. We have Gilgamesh available to us. So let's see. Good quest. Gilgamesh has unique character skin and voices. Oh, that sounds like it's inviting us to use Gilgamesh. And once again, she does the exact same thing. So this fight is definitely a final fight. 700,000 and 600,000. So yeah, this fight is going to be definitely very, very interesting. And it's Tiamat's top part ahead. Wow. Anyway, that is all really I had to say for this fight. Just make sure you absolutely finish this by next Thursday. That would be Thursday the 13th of December. Because during the live stream last week, they teased that 1 week from the release of Babylon, they were going to release this essentially final part of the story, which requires you to beat Babylon in order to access it. I think. I looked a little bit ahead and it's some type of weird story raid event. I have no idea what to say about it. So remember, we're also getting 2 golden apples per day during this week. So use those, work your way through Babylon. Don't be afraid to use your command seals to finish off fights, especially during the second part. And above all, enjoy the story because it really is a good story. So anyway, we will see you next week probably when they announce what's coming after Babylon. So, later.